So we do have an update on the Wally head. For those of you that didn't know, I have had a headless Wally for some time. I was doing a lot of unboxing of sets for this background, right? And I found Wally, but I couldn't find the head. Well, come to have it, I was unboxing a very destroyed Benny's spaceship right here. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to put Benny's spaceship back together. I love that set, by the way. I thought it was really cool. And as I was looking in the box, I said, wait a second, that looks like maybe a Wally head. And it is. The problem is there's only one eye. The other eye is missing. So I need to figure out how to correct that, and Wally could be whole again. But right now Wally is about 99% whole, but you know, not completely whole. So believe it or not, I really try and not share a lot of information about myself, or Lego reselling, even though I do share a ton of information. I'm going to show you something right here. And this right here is my current credit score on creditkarma.com. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to show you this little graph right there, and that shows you the trajectory of my credit score. Right now it's in the 700s, which is not bad. And I'm showing this because if you look at the graph, I do in a sense practice what I preach. What I do is I wait till I am completely out of debt, and then I will absolutely go into debt again because I am proficient at credit card utilization. I don't go into debt and purchase Lego because I have to. I go into debt and purchase Lego because I don't have to, if that makes sense. So as I've said in the past, my credit card score throughout the year, you know, there's peaks and valleys. There's really nothing in the middle. Sometimes it'll be a credit card score of 800, and other times it'll be a credit score of 560. And to be honest, I really don't need a credit score for anything else. I already have a home, I have cars that are paid off, and all that good stuff. So what I do is whenever I get out of debt, I grab a bunch of other 0% APR credit cards, and I just go back into debt. And I don't, you know, have some little old man whispering in my ear that I'm a terrible person because I'm in debt. I am building wealth by using other people's money to purchase physical things. And this right here, this is just a sample of all the credit cards I've had probably within the last 2 years. There's quite a few, and I have quite a bit more up in a drawer somewhere that are no longer working because the credit card people do not like me taking advantage of them. So this right here, in case you didn't see, this is a story about Etsy. Etsy restores payment processing for some sellers affected by Silicon Valley Bank collapse. The tech platform said that only 0.5% of its active sellers experienced delayed payments due to a shutdown, and that it has begun resolving the issues using a different processor. Now here's the thing. 0.5% doesn't sound like that many people, right? But if you were to Google how many Etsy sellers are there, there's 7.5 million. And when you do the math, I think it's somewhere maybe around 125,000, 150,000 people were not paid on time by Etsy, which in my opinion is a big deal. But then again, it's not my money. But I know if I was an Etsy seller, I would have to rethink a couple things. So right now you're looking at Lego Shop at home, and all I did was type in Mandalorian into the search box. Now the funny thing is, I typed in Mandalorian and I think every Star Wars set came up. So, you know, Lego acts like they have a good website, but when it comes to trying to find icons and specific Mandalorian sets, it's just not the greatest. But that's all right. We're going to move on. And now that I think of it, maybe I should have called this video Mandalorian Retirement List or Mandalorian Retirement Picks. But I wanted to go ahead and look at some Mandalorian sets that are retiring and just talk about them and kind of engage you and see if you have any opinions. And you, of course, could go ahead and drop them in the comments section. Now, there will be some Mandalorian sets that I won't be talking about, and this is one of them just because I have talked about this set ad nauseum. I'm a huge fan of it. Not going to go into it any more than that. Some people will like this set, some people will not like this set at all. I know during the holiday season this was a $20 set that went for $12, which I think is great, but it is what it is. I'm not going to say anything else more about this set. So first up we have the Mandalorian The Child, set number 75318. Now, if you watch my channel regularly, you know I've probably never talked about this set. And it's not that I am not a fan of arbitrage. I'm just not a fan of this set. To be honest, it's just not cool enough for me. And I don't want to be a snob. If this, you know, makes some people a lot of money, great. This is a set that I don't plan on having. But at the same time, it is worthy enough for me to bring it up and talk about this being a potential winner. So when you go to Camel 3X, you can see right here, let me go ahead and click the third party new. This is a set that Amazon has had in stock for a very, very long time. Now, you can't deny the popularity of The Mandalorian, and whenever the child first came out, everybody was oohing and awing over the Mandalorian child, and that's great. I personally know a lot of resellers that own this set. Again, it's not necessarily a set for me, but looking at the chart, it looks like while it's currently in production, there was always a need that was filled. The third-party resellers never had to come in, and that's fine. But it'll be interesting to see how this set will perform after retirement. Do I believe that this is a set that will probably have 150% ROI at least? I do. It's just a matter of, you know, which Q4 it's going to be, whether it's the first, the second, or the third. I would be very surprised if this didn't reach 150% after the second Q4 it's retired. But that's just me. Next up, we have the Lego Star Wars Razor Crest. This is a set that everybody should be familiar with. And I've kind of talked about it in the past. I don't know if I've done a feature in a video about this, but this is a set that a lot of people have Razor Crest fatigue because it has not retired. It's been out for a long period of time. And the other side of the coin is I hear some resellers say, well, this is not going to be a popular set because this ship was only in the first season, right? And I don't want to push back on that, but I just want to say a counterpoint to that could be that the Death Star from the first two trilogies were not in the last trilogy, right? But that is a set that everybody still wants, and newer Star Wars fans wish that Lego would release again so they could go ahead and gobble it up. But I like this set. When you go to Camel 3X, I'm pretty certain that this set did go for $400 on the third-party market whenever, yeah, it looks like Camel 3X says it sold for $389. But I remember this set selling for $425. I'm not sure if this set will reach $425 again, but if it reaches, you know, $250, $275, I definitely look at that as a win. Of course, you do need to purchase it at a low price in order to make money. And finally, we have the Dark Trooper helmet. It's interesting, at Lego Shop at Home, it has a limit of 5. I thought that might have only been a limit of 2, or maybe a limit of 3. But maybe this is a very under-the-radar set. It is a Target exclusive, right? So this is a set that a lot of people may not be familiar with. So I don't know, but this is a set that I like for many reasons. One of them is because it is a Target exclusive or a Toys R Us exclusive if you're up in Canada. It is currently selling above retail on Amazon.com, and I really believe this set will perform really well. It's a Target exclusive. It won't do as good as the TIE Fighter pilot helmet, but it should still do fairly well, and I would be surprised if anybody regretted picking this set up for resale. So when you go to the Excel, I have all 3 sets right here. I do have, in my opinion, a very safe and conservative ROI of 150%. I also have the buy prices right here. This is not retail, of course. This is you deal hunting, shopping, doing due diligence to find a good price for these sets. After Amazon fees and shipping, you should still be somewhere around the 100% ROI, which is what you want, right? You want to have a high ROI in the least time possible. And it will be interesting in the future to look at these 3 sets and see which one performed the best and which one didn't. That's it, my friends. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Once again, I'm Jim with wolfofbricks.com. Always go out there and get it.